Welcome to Afro Tales TV, where Africa's shadow come alive.
What if a forest could remember the sound of your name? And not just remember, but summon the owner of that name, even from the grave. They call it Ezemuo, the forest of spirits, a place where the trees are older than time, where the roots don't just drink water, they drink memories. The elders say, speak a name in the forest, and the wind will carry it to its owner, dead or alive. Some names should never be spoken there, because the forest never forgets. But what is a warning to a man blinded by pride? Nwoke, a young scholar, laughed at the stories. To him, they were tales for firesides, not for scholars. Carrying a lantern, a notebook, and a list of names, Nwoke entered the forest. Among those names was one he longed to know, his father, Chinua, who died when Nwoke was still a child. He would call and see for himself if the legends were true. Deep within the forest, shrouded in mist, Nwoke whispered softly, "Chinua, my father." The trees rustled, though there was no wind. Then, a voice answered, "Son, is that you?" From the fog, a figure emerged, aged, familiar, yet ghostly. Nwoke smiled. The forest remembered, and now he knew the truth. With each name Nwoke called, shadows emerged. Some smiled, some wept, some simply stared. But then, Nwoke whispered a name no one dared utter, Onwukwe, a forgotten tyrant, wicked in life, cursed in death. The air grew heavy, the ground seemed to breathe, and then he appeared, Onwukwe, tall, dark, with eyes like burning coals. The forest had remembered, too well. Onwukwe's voice was a hiss through sharp teeth. "You summoned me. Now I will summon others." With guttural chants, he began calling names Nwoke never knew. Names of darkness, names of rage. The forest darkened further. The shadows multiplied. The dead were not just awake, they were hungry. In terror, Nwoke remembered the old seer's words, "If the forest remembers too much, silence your tongue, forget your own name." He bit his tongue and ran, roots grabbing, whispers chasing. The shadows called, "Nwoke, Nwoke," but he did not answer. At last, he broke through the trees, into the daylight, alive, but forever changed. Nwoke survived, but he never spoke his name again. When asked, he simply smiled, or remained silent, and the forest still murmurs, softly reciting names, waiting for someone to answer back. If you could call a name from the dead, whose name would it be? Would you dare whisper it, if the forest was listening? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget, like, share, and subscribe to Afro Tales TV, where every name has a shadow, and every shadow tells a story.